Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Widener Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Widener Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give an official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Widener Show, international warring author Mia Molson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is illusion and those you love would be the first go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson-Zia has garnered great reviews and even loved and endorsed by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Ford Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for it goes Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon. Also, check out the Mike Widener Show at themikewidenershow.com and over 40 podcast platforms, heard in over 100 countries, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also, Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, Apple Music. Also heard on HamiltonRadio.net, Diamonds FM, Oldies Radio, and a few networks coming soon. Take the Mike Widener Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Widener Show on the YouTube channel. Follow the Mike Widener Show on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok today. And for great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com and check out the Mike Widener Show podcast. T-shirts, pop tuckets, throw pillows, tote bags, hoodies, baseball gear. Makes great gifts 24/7. Go to Amazon.com and check out the Mike Widener Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com/Mia Molson-Zia for great books like Missing, Once, and Wrinkles. Also T-shirts, pop sockets, hoodies, phone cases, and more. Amazon.com/Mia Molson-Zia. Check it out today. I'll support the Mike Widener Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, and the MikeWidenerShow.com. Make sure you do so today. We're here with a terrific gentleman who's a global thought leader in marketing and strategy on return on investment, or ROI. He also provides marketing with strategy tools and also tactics to continuously improve their marketing and exceed company sales, build marketing machines, and properly organize and collect data in any onset whatsoever. And of course, he's also an author of some amazing marketing books as well, including Marketing Machine, Marketing Calculator, The ROI of Social Media, and Return on Marketing Investment. And he has a new book out which addresses the new rules of marketing to survive and thrive in the post-COVID marketing world. And he will talk about the book, The Post-COVID Marketing Machine, Prepare Your Time to Win. And live, ladies and gentlemen, from the Plus Studios in beautiful downtown Atlanta, the amazing global thought leader in marketing and strategy and return on investment. If you want your ROI to succeed, listen to this guy. Ladies and gentlemen, the multi-talented and author, Guy Powell. Guy, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Mike, thank you so much, and really love your introduction and what you've got going on there. This is fantastic.
What's great to have you on board as well, too. So while we're looking for a return on investment, right? So basically, we're here to find out your strategies and how you can help people with the ROI as well, too. You're a global thought leader in marketing and strategy, and also the return on investment, and also provides marketing strategy tools, basically with tactics continues to improve the marketing, also exceed company sales, and build marketing machines to properly organize and collect data. And also your new book addresses the new rules of marketing to survive and thrive in post-COVID. You also got your books, Marketing Machine, Marketing Calculator, The ROI of Social Media, and also Return in Marketing Investment as well. And before we get to all that, Guy, tell us how you first got started.
Sure. Well, it's kind of it goes back about 15 or 20 years. I was the VP of marketing for a high-tech company, and we were selling products to major corporations, and we were selling them as well to consumers. And I figured, well, let's see what would happen. Let me see if I can get another couple $1 million in a marketing budget. Marketers always want to spend more, and so why not? So I put together a whole bunch of plans and worked with my team, and I thought we had some really good ideas. And I went to the CEO, and he goes, Guy, why would I invest in marketing when I can just hire some more sales folks?
Oh.
And that hit me right in the chest. I said,
Ouch.
Oh, man. So, but that right there was the impetus for my first book, Return on Marketing Investment. And I organized my marketing. I reorganized the accounting of the marketing. I started to really put strong tracking in place. And then, over the next 6 months or so, I was really able to say, this is how successful my marketing is. I can connect this marketing activity, whether it was a trade show or an ad or whatever it was, specifically to that revenue. And that's why sales guys otherwise get all the money, is because, they can say, hey, I closed that deal. Well, what I did was exactly that, except I did it for all of the marketing activities. And I didn't get a budget increase, but at least I felt good. I removed the dagger. I was able to breathe again and go from there.
That's certainly amazing as well, too. And what was a precise moment that simply got you into writing these books?
Well, that was the first thing, and then secondly, the tech bust took place, and I said, if I'm going to really now survive in basically a new marketing world, I needed to really come up with some new concepts for myself, so that I could be not just VP of marketing or global VP or whatever. I needed to be a domain expert. And so then I wrote Return on Marketing Investment. That was then followed by Marketing Calculator, ROI of Social Media, and now, of course, Post-COVID Marketing Machine, which really helps, I think, the marketer to figure out how they can organize their marketing so that they can win in the marketplace. Because it's not just a simple do some marketing and they will come. No. You have to do a lot more than that. You have to make sure that your whole marketing operations, your tracking, and your creativity all come together so that you can really win in the marketplace.
Mm-hmm. And with the adaptation of social media and what you've done in marketing in past before social media, do you think the marketing, especially going to return on investment, is easy with social media, or is it a bigger challenge than people expect?
Well, back when I wrote ROI of Social Media, the organic social was, how can you get organic social to work? Now it's really very different. Paid social, which means I'm actually paying for advertising in social, whether it's Facebook or influencers or whatever. That is what's really providing a great return. And for most of our clients, paid social is better than any other channel. And so with that, now and moving into the post-COVID world, where TikTok and Instagram Reels and so many other new really cool channels are coming up, those are the things that marketers now need to figure out how to use and how then to win with them.
Mm-hmm. And also another machine that's come up as well too is Discord. That's been growing as well too. And of course, you also had MeWe, and I think there's also quite a few other social channels. And what do you see the future in that in terms of, like, marketing, return investment, and marketing on those channels? We know Discord have been on the rise, and of course, Twitch turned from a video game platform into a regular platform. MeWe has been the alternate to Facebook and some of the others. What's a future look in terms of those new social channels? If there's other social channels, tell us about that.
Absolutely. So in my first marketing machine book, and then to some extent also in this one of the things that you have to do is you want to be strong on a handful of channels, because you don't know which one is actually going to take place and which one is really going to then lead the charge as being the next one, the next big wave. And so you kind of have to place your bets. It's almost like being a venture capitalist, where you then say, listen, I want to place my bets on 10 of these, realizing that maybe only one or two of them are going to take off. And so all of those channels, whether it's MeWe or Twitch or then TikTok now and Instagram Reels and some of the other new opportunities that are out there, one of those, well, actually, a couple of those have already taken off, and then there's a whole bunch more that's coming. And similarly, now when you think about not just social media on the social media platforms, but when you also look at the gaming platforms and what's going to happen with the metaverse, we as marketers have to start placing bets. We have to buy property. We've got to figure out how to use NFTs. We've got to start putting together, different capabilities in the metaverse, placing our bets so that we can then take off with that. One of the things that I've learned as well, and even with post-COVID marketing machine, is some of those wins can be short-term and some of them can be long-term. if I had placed a bet on Facebook 10 years ago, I'd have been a winner for at least 10 years. And even today, I'd still be a winner. However, now some of these platforms, they take off, you get this really great response, and then they kind of fade. I still want to get that where it took off. I still want to ride that wave, even if I have to, at some point see it go down, because I do know that there's going to be some other waves to be able to help me through this, the new post-COVID marketing environment.
Mm-hmm. You said something about Facebook. You predicted that back 10 years ago. You said it would take off, and it did. What are some of the other ones that you predicted that did take off, or some predicted did take off? Kind of went down. What are some of the things that you scored on, and what are some of the things that kind of just tanked?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't have. I would have probably kept my money in MySpace. As bad as
I think we all did.
And I would have lost. But that's what a venture capitalist does: is you place bets such that only one or two of those has to really pay off in a big way, and all the other ones it's okay if I don't do so well, because I was planning on those one or two to really pay off for me. And so it's in some respects it's FOMO, fear of missing out. But it's not really fear. It's being very intelligent to place bets so that I can be there when I need to be, when they really start to do that hockey stick.
Mm-hmm. And of course, hockey sticks, you talk about that as well, too. And we talked earlier as well. And, getting back to in just a minute here with the NFTs and the cryptos and everything else. And what future do you see with the NFTs and cryptos and tied to marketing, return investment, and everything else? And between the NFT and crypto, which one would you prefer and why?
Well, I think those are two different directions. Crypto and cryptocurrency, if that's what you mean by it, that's how I would interpret that. I think that has value. I think there is definitely a digital value for a currency that kind of spans the globe, so to speak. And as well, it's kind of like placing a bet. So if I had the money, I'd want to have some euros, I'd want to have some US dollars, I'd want to have some Singapore dollars, some Swiss francs, and I'd want to kind of place my bets because they're going to keep going up and down. Well, NFTs are a little bit different than that. NFTs, non-fungible tokens, are kind of like also placing your bets. If I want to, let's say, buy a very specific recording, let's say, of a football game that nobody else can have, or I want to have some kind of a piece of artwork. Those are the early things that are going on yet. I don't know whether they're there yet. I don't know whether the market has figured out how to use them. The value, though, of having something that's very specific that nobody else can have is clearly a value. And I think that's where we're going to see some interesting opportunities come out. And if you were a smart marketer, I would recommend that you start to invest in a couple of those, just so that you can, first of all, get your feet wet, learn more about it, use it as part of your marketing machine so that you can, place those bets and then hopefully win something here over the next year or two.
Mm-hmm. And of course, about the other industries as well, too. You also manage with high tech, financial services, also telecom, airlines, consumer packaged goods, and everything. And what do you see a future in those? Like, say, different marketing? Would it be like a rising, collapse, or anything like that? You've done some of those. Where do you see those from now?
Well, most of the industries are not going away. It's not like I don't need furniture. It's not like I don't want to fly. It's not like I'm going to not get to have a bank. They are clearly going to differ, and they're clearly going to change. And that's kind of where the post-COVID marketing machine comes in. So two of the folks that we talked to, one of them was the Museum of the Bible, and the other one was the Georgia Aquarium, as being a venue where they kind of had to close. And then they had to digitize. They had to get online. They had to be able to offer online services. And they survived because they pivoted and realized that the consumer behavior is now different. And when they came out of post-COVID, when we finally were free from the lockdowns, they realized that now with the digital offerings that they could do, they've actually widened their whole customer base. And so that actually turned out to be pretty good for them. But it's not like they were going away. It's that they had to morph, and they had to make sure that they were now there where the consumer has moved to.
That's rather interesting as well, too. We'll talk more about the book, The Post-COVID Marketing Machine, along with your other books. But first, listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition way. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, time to give an official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is illusion and those who love will be the first go missing. It's available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson-Zia has garnered great reviews in Eve 11 endorsed by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes, Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for Goes Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon. Also, check out the Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com on over 40 podcast platforms, heard in over 100 countries, including hamiltonradio.net, also Diamonds FM, Oldies Radio, and a few networks coming soon. Take us with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok today. For great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com and check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com/Mia Molson-Zia for great books, merchandise, and more. I'll support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Make sure you do so today. We're here with global thought leader in marketing and strategy and return on investment and author of the books Marketing Machine, Marketing Calculator, The ROI of Social Media, also Return on Marketing Investment, Guy Powell here on the Mike Wagner Show, and talking about the post-COVID marketing machine, prepare your time to win. You did talk about some of the marketing machine book, and let's move on to Marketing Calculator and also the ROI of Social Media. And tell us about those 2 books and what prompted you to write them.
Yeah, absolutely. It's interesting how the concept of marketing ROI has changed. When I first got into this business and became a domain expert, it was really just about that first thing that I mentioned with my story was connecting every one of my marketing activities to sales. If I could do that, I was a hero. And once I did that, of course, if it connected to sales, that meant profit. And then I could say, well, here's then my ROI. And so my marketing generated a profit. And without it, I would have had lower profit. And so that's kind of the first book. Then the second thing, though, was the world got more complex. So it wasn't just about simply connecting your marketing to sales, but using much more higher analytics to be able to do it and looking at much more complex environments and being able to really understand not just how your marketing did, but how your creative did, how your location in the stores, how your pricing did, and being able to take a look at the entire environment that the consumer needs to make a decision with. So, you've probably heard of this thing, the product, price, place, promotion. So the consumer sees your product, whether it's a product or a service, doesn't really matter, but they see your product and they see the attributes of your product. They're willing to pay a price for it. So they attach a value to what you're selling, but they also attach a value to what your competition is selling. So you have to look at how your price is doing compared to the competition. And then secondly, of course, where can I buy it? Well, so to your merchandise, I can buy that on Amazon. Well, if I could buy that in the store, I then want to say, well, if I go into the store, I get this great service. I don't have to look at it online or whatever. And so then the consumer has to make a decision as to whether they want to shop for it online or potentially go into a physical store. And then lastly, of course, a lot of people, especially entrepreneurs, think that they can build it and people will come. Well, that is not the case. The 4th P is promotion. I have to tell people about it. If people are not aware of your product, they will never, ever, ever, ever be able to buy your product. And so you have to communicate, and you have to do that in a very effective way, and also in an accountable way, so that I can actually see that I'm getting an ROI out of my marketing investment. Mm-hmm. And so then that's kind of where we got to with return on marketing investment, and then Marketing Calculator. The next book with the ROI of Social Media when I wrote that book, that social media was just exploding. Facebook, Twitter was about to come on, and there was all kinds of stuff. MySpace, it was on its way down, but Facebook had just sideswiped them, and it was just taken off. And so then everybody wanted to know, what is the value of a like? I don't know how many times I went to a conference and I'd be speaking, and then there'd always be a question in the audience: so what is the value of a like? And I hate to say it, but that's the wrong question.
Well, if I base everything on likes, I think many has to be guilty. I mean, I'm probably guilty myself, even as a person. It's like a picture of a cat or something.
Well, yeah, exactly. But there's clearly a value in a like. But the real value, though, is if I get a like, or if I get a comment, or if I get a share, how much more revenue am I going to be able to achieve? And so then the like is interesting, not to say that it's not, but the real value is how do I turn that like into an actual conversion into a sale? And so that's kind of where the ROI of social media went. I think we had some really, really good, unique thinking about how to structure all of your social media and how to measure it. And that's critical. It's not just measuring the number of likes you get, but how do you structure it so that you can tie that value of each of those interactions and each of those engagements to some point further down in the purchase funnel, and then some point from there down into purchasing of your product. Now, the marketing machine was pre-COVID, and there it's the marketing ROI business had kind of evolved to, it's not just measuring, but how can I operationalize my measurement so that every week, every month, every quarter, every year, I'm doing better and better and better, and doing better in an accountable way, and in a reliable way, and in a predictable way. So one of the examples in one of the cases that we talk about, we were working with a cheese manufacturer over in Holland, and they had been doing 2 big waves of advertising a year. And then one of the things that happened was, all of a sudden they came out with a new creative, and the creative didn't work. All of a sudden, they had this really what everybody thought was a great creative, and sales started to go down. And they said, whoops, we got to do something here. We got to change out our creative. Let's at least go back to what we did last year. And then that forced them to be a lot more rigorous in what they were measuring. And so as we worked with them, and as we started to get that measurement in place, then they realized exactly how to make that old campaign work, and then to come up with a new campaign, and then use both of those to really drive sales further. Now, with the new creative, and then with our marketing machine in place, they're actually doing 4 waves a year. So instead of just spring and fall, they're now doing all 4 seasons, and their sales are now up significantly.
Wow, that is amazing. And going back to that one campaign that suddenly dramatically went down, what are some of the factors that contributed to having it go down, and what can we learn from these campaigns that prevent things from going down like that?
Well, one of the challenges is whenever you have a new creative, a TV creative or an online creative, is that as much as you can test it before it gets out into the marketplace, the real test is then when it gets out in the marketplace and you start seeing whether sales are doing what you were expecting. The biggest thing, and it has nothing to do with anything else, the biggest thing is to measure and measure and measure and measure, and refine that measurement all the time, so that you can have an early warning that says, hey, something's not going on right here. What's going on? Was it the weather that did it? Was it the economy that did it? Or the interest rates, the unemployment, the inflation? And no. You want to separate all those things out through good measurement, good analytics, to be able to say, nope, everything is really pointing in a good direction. It has to be our creative that's not working. And you have to be able to make a decision on that very quickly. And you can only do that if you're measuring consistently and accurately. And so even in my post-COVID marketing machine book, or in my previous marketing machine book, it's all about making sure that you've got good measurement going on.
You also talked about market research as well, too, that plays in the factors and everything. Do you think market research, has gotten more complicated in social media? Or do you think market research helped make things a lot easier when it comes to measuring social media and everything else? Because marketing research has been more of an up and down thing, where it's like market research is easy, market research can be simplified, but then also gets complex as well.
Well, market research is expensive and it's hard. And yet, if you get the right market research, then you can make some significant gains. And if you can really understand what is driving your consumers, not in terms of the functionality, but in terms of the emotions that are in their brains. And one of the really cool campaigns was the Real Beauty campaign by Unilever Dove, and the self-esteem for girls. And that campaign just blew the socks off of the whole category.
Wow.
Here they are then finally attaching their brand to an emotion for teens that says, hey, we need to stop denigrating our teens. We need to really figure out a way to build up the self-esteem for girls. And that campaign then lasted a couple of years. It was awesome. We did some measurement on it. It was incredible how well that one creative and the research that went behind that to finally discover that was something that they could hone in on. Then that also turned out to be something for older women as well, and that was where the be comfortable in the skin you're in. So it transferred from being something for teens. It then also pulled up the middle age, I'll call it, and then it also went into the boomers and the older age folks, women, and so that they could have self-esteem at the teen level, and then be comfortable in the skin you're in at the senior level.
That's rather interesting. You talked about that too, with the demographics and everything else, being the boomers, the ones above that or beyond, and, being a challenge as well too. And also you talked earlier about Facebook with their, logistics and everything else, measuring likes and shares and everything else. There's also the algorithm factor where people have complained about for a number of years. It's like, what's really based on an algorithm and how does your post get on? It's like, what are the chances of have like, post on so many? It's like maybe you can probably just explain the whole thing to everybody, or just simplify the whole algorithm on Facebook.
Well, yeah, I don't think Facebook's going to tell us what that algorithm is. Yeah, neither is Google. But no question that as an outsider looking in, as a measurer looking in, being able to find some nuance and being able to see how it works in context of everything else. Because in reality, there's no such thing as an island in marketing. I have Facebooks, we have podcasts now, right? I got Facebooks, I got podcast, I've got Twitter, I've got TikTok and Instagram. And then, of course, there's still TV. TV is not going away. It may be declining, but it is not going away. Then you have smart TVs and what's then advertised using connected TV. And we have to make our marketing work across all of those things. And we need to have a way to make very fast decisions for being able to take advantage of what's going on today and what's going on this hour, versus being able to make a decision, well, what do I do next week? And then, like I said, what do I do next month, next year, and over the next couple of years?
And what about the future of the traditional marketing tools, that's been used for decades, like radio, newspaper, magazines, and billboards? What future do you see in that?
Well, those are definitely, they've gone down. But one of the things that's kind of interesting is that they're actually now providing an advantage. A friend of mine, he used to run a web development company, and in Atlanta, there's Route 8, Interstate I-85. It goes right through the heart of town, and he had this enormous billboard right as people were traveling into work, going into downtown. And he was spending at the time $10,000 a month. Now, of course, it's probably $20,000 or $30,000 a month. But he said that one billboard, here he is using a billboard to advertise a web business, and that one billboard put his company on the map. And of course, now he's sold it and now he's retired. So wow. Traditional media does not go away. You just have to figure out a way to do it, and being unusual. I mean, who would have ever thought that you could advertise a web development company using a billboard. It's kind of like, huh? Right. But yet he was able to build his business through that. And personally, if I, at some point, I would love to try that myself, is to build my marketing ROI and consulting business and strategy business using a billboard, just like he did on Interstate 85 going through downtown Atlanta.
I think you're getting some people calling about that and what are the rates. So I think you just got something going right there. So
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But it's funny. The traditional media is not going away. What'll happen is it'll get used less and less. But because it gets used less and less, those people that are actually still watching it or still listening to it or still reading it are then going to see your ads. So they might not see it on digital. Or, to your point, there's, certainly the secure seniors, there's the boomers. They're interested in traditional media. We did a project for an insurance company, and one of the things that came out was the success of printed magazines, and it happened to be the Family Planner magazine and Family Magazine, and I can't remember what the other ones were. But the success was placing physical print ads in those magazines when everybody else was trying to go digital.
wow. That is something. And of course, Facebook, who would have thought 10 years would have just took off at this pace. Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and everything. What are some of the social media websites or portals or whatever you call it? What do you see coming up in about 5-10 years, or even like next year would be a big thing?
Yeah, well, I think, social media is not going to go away. I mean, Facebook seems to have leveled off. Twitter seems to be declining a bit, but they're not going to go away. They're going to figure out what's going on and get rid of the bots or somehow figure out how to get their business back online and get back in a growth path. What I definitely see is the metaverse. You have, our grandson, as much as we as old folks don't like it, he's on there on Roblox, he's on Minecraft, and he's on there, a couple hours a day playing with
Wow.
that. As he grows, he is going to be he's going to be a gamer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the gaming platforms are the ones that are going to be all of the ones that are going to provide the metaverse as kind of the platform, and on top of that platform, I'm going to put learning capabilities. I'm going to put other kind of informational or entertainment kind of capabilities. But the platforms will be now where the real investment needs to be. So me as an advertiser, I'm going to want to place a bet on Roblox. I'm going to want to place a bet on Minecraft, and then figure out a way to build an environment that takes advantage of the environment but promotes my brand to my customers as best as possible.
Hmm. That's
That's
a,
where things are going. That's where things are going.
that's really interesting as well, too. We'll find out what's coming up in 2022 and beyond for author Guy Powell, the post-COVID marketing machine. You listen to the Mike Widener Show at the MikeWidenerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Also brought to you by official sponsor of the Mike Widener Show, international war-wearing author Mia Molson's The Missing, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. We'll be back with author Guy Powell, the post-COVID marketing machine. Prepare your time to win after this time up. We're back with author Guy Powell and the Mike Widener Show, founder of ProRelevant Marketing Solutions, and also the post-COVID marketing machine. Prepare your time to win. And what else can we expect from you in 2022 and 23 beyond, Guy?
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you. Two things. I've got two concepts that we're kind of playing around with my partners. One of them is to look at the digital and the analytics in digital marketing. And no question that there's still a lot of opportunity there. You would think that after 10 years, 15 years, that the analytics have kind of plateaued in digital, and they haven't. There's still some really, really cool stuff going on. And there's evolution of that analytics and evolution of the data. And so those two pieces will continue to provide really good fodder for marketers as they move forward.
Mm.
The other thing is certainly the metaverse, and I haven't decided yet, or we haven't decided yet, whether we're going to do a metaverse marketing machine or we're going to do a digital, an advanced digital marketing machine. moving forward. But that decision, I think I'm kind of taking a break. We just got done with this one, and and it took us a while. We put it up on the website at marketingmachine.prorelevant.com, and I hate to say it, I'm taking a little bit of a break, but I'm going to be right back at it in the new year with either a metaverse marketing machine or a digital analytics marketing machine, or maybe I'll do something totally different. I don't know. We'll see.
Mm-hmm. And of course, it's well deserved as well, too, the way you work, Guy. It's totally amazing. Where can we find the post-COVID marketing machine and your other books at in the meantime, Guy?
Yeah, please go to marketingmachine.prorelevant.com. Marketingmachine.prorelevant.com. All my books are out there. And of course, they're on Amazon as well. So you can go to either one. But if you want to read a little bit more about the book, if you want to sign up for some podcasts and other information and interviews and things like that, go to marketingmachine.prorelevant.com.
We will certainly do that. We're here with author Guy Powell, the post-COVID marketing machine on the Mike Wagner Show. And who do you consider biggest influence in your career?
Oh man, that's a good question. I haven't had one like that in a while. There was a guy that I worked with when I first got out of college. His name was Jim Bennett. He was a PhD, and he really challenged me. I was amazed. I had a lot of fun. I actually, when I first got out of college, I was in engineering, and that's kind of why analytics and ROI, I guess, are in my blood now that I'm in the marketing side of things. But he is the one that challenged me to really do some logical thinking. And if I might add another one, I worked 6 years over in Germany, and my mentor over there was a guy named Dr. Fritz Kroger. And he challenged me just as much as anything. And I think I think for young folks, you should work with a boss that's going to challenge you intellectually. If you're going to try and take the easy route and just trying to go along to get along, I don't think that's the right way. You need a mentor that's going to challenge you and is going to raise your capabilities up. And that's what both of those guys did, is Fritz Kroger and Jim Bennett. And I think then it's that learning that really went into challenging now myself and learning how to challenge myself that really supported me in writing the post-COVID marketing machine.
And certainly amazing, too, how they challenged you as well, too, and responded. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
Well, for marketers, it doesn't matter whether you're a small business, a medium, or a large business, is start measuring now. Measure, measure, measure. So many small businesses I talk to, and they say, yeah, we tried that and we didn't get anywhere. Yeah, we did some Facebook ads, we didn't get anywhere. Yeah, we did this. And, I just have to say, listen, that is not the way to do it. You cannot use an ad hoc campaign or some ad hoc measurement to try and figure out whether your marketing is working or not. You have to invest in marketing and marketing measurement and be able to start to see how things change when you start to actually do your campaigns. I usually like to bring up this acronym called TINSTOFL, and there is no such thing as a free lunch. So TINSTOFL.
True.
And for measurement, there is no such thing as a free lunch. If you want to be successful in marketing, you have to measure, 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 measure.
Mm-hmm. And I remember the TINSTOFL as well too when I talked to somebody about that. So I like that.
Yeah, there's a guy. There's a bronze statue in Princeton, New Jersey, where I grew up, and he's sitting on the bench, and right next to him, he has a lunch bag next to him, and he's reading a book. And then I think it's on the title of the book. It says, "There is no such thing as a free lunch."
Huh, that's interesting. I have to check that out.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's so clever. I'll tell you, great minds think alike here. We're here with author Gary Powell, the post-COVID marketing machine. Prepare your time to win on the Mike Wagner Show. Guy, very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Learned a lot. Looking forward to having you again soon. Make sure you keep us up to date. Keep in touch. Love to have you back. And once again, tell us about your upcoming projects. What's your website? How do people contact? Where can people purchase or check out your books?
Absolutely. So marketingmachine.prorelevant.com. There you can find information about me, about my business, and about my books. And then, of course, you can either buy them through there. They'll basically link you over to Amazon, amazon.com. Just look for Guy Powell, Marketing Machine, or Post-COVID Marketing Machine. I will definitely pop up. It's an international bestseller, a #1 international bestseller. And so it will, it'll definitely be at the top and easy to find.
We will certainly do that. Once again, Guy, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely amazing. Looking forward to having you soon. Make sure you keep us up to date. Keep in touch. Love having you back. We wish you all the best. And Guy, you definitely have a great future ahead of you.
Thank you so much, Mike. Great to be on your show.